it's Megan, and today I'm going to be talking about and reviewing different horror movies that I've watched. I've been getting into horror since about a year ago, and the first horror movie I ever watched was Alien, if you can call it horror. It was pretty good. The concept was good, except for the fact that the people were stupid. And as stereotypical as it is, they were just very, very dumb. The second horror movie that I watched was called 13 Ghosts, and it was really good if you're starting out on horror, if you want to get into watching scary movies but are just too scared. It was very good. There was just the right amount of gore and jump scares and all that for a beginner, quote unquote. A little while after, I watched Blair Witch Project, which was very, very good. I still really like it. It's a little different because it's taken from just a regular old video recorder, so the budget was probably really cheap, but it was still very, very good. Then, a little while later, I watched The Ring 1 and 2, which I would have to say are my overall favorites. I just really liked the concept of this, and The Ring is a very famous horror movie, but even the second one I liked, and sequels aren't always the best, so I really liked it. If you are a horror fan and you haven't seen it, I would definitely check it out. They're really cool movies. A little while later, I watched The Grudge 1 and 2, which is a lot similar to The Ring. It's basically a Japanese version of it, so I still really liked it. It's a little different, so I still really liked it. Another famous horror movie that I've watched is The Shining, which I also really, really liked. For some reason, I find it a little funny sometimes, which I probably shouldn't, considering it's a psychopath who's murdering his whole family. But it's a little humorous. I've also watched The Conjuring and Annabelle, which were also very, very good. They're more about demonic possession, so they probably would have been better if I didn't know how to do a proper exorcism. Thank you, Supernatural. Which is probably a thing I shouldn't know off the top of my head, but oh well. Anyway, I probably liked Annabelle just a little bit more. I'm not sure why. I really liked the jump scares were really good. The Conjuring was definitely good, don't get me wrong. But Annabelle was just the tiniest bit better. Another more exorcism-related movie I watched was The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is based off a true story, like The Conjuring and Annabelle, which is really, really cool. And once again, it would have been cooler if I didn't know exactly what they were doing wrong. But it transferred in between a law court and the actual horror, which sounds kind of weird, and if I had heard that, I probably wouldn't have watched it, but it actually worked very smoothly, and I thought it gave a really cool effect to the whole movie. A few of the famous ghost movies I've watched are Paranormal Activity and Poltergeist, which were really good. The people were a little dumb at times, but that's to be expected from horror movies. They weren't as dumb as an Alien. A little bit after that, I watched Silent House, which I'm not sure how it's horror because there was no horror. It was just a messed up movie, and it was not good at all. I would definitely not recommend it. My dad and I actually watched it thinking it was Silent Hill, which was very good. The plot was really intense in Silent Hill, and it was really cool. It's a little confusing at times, but I think that adds to the overall effect of the movie. Another good plot-based movie was The Sixth Sense. Now, this one's genre-fied as a thriller movie, not a horror movie, but I think it has enough, gore to be a horror movie, and the concept is very cool. There's a really big plot twist at the end, which I'm not going to give away, but it is really good. I personally did not see it coming. Now, recently, I watched 2 movies in the last week or so. Ouija, and then last night I watched a movie called The Culling. Ouija I really liked. It It's a little predictable at times, but it was still very good. But the culling was not good. It was so boring, and there was like hardly any horror. Special effects were not good, so I would not recommend that. But Ouija, I would recommend. Alright, so that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed me reviewing some different horror movies that I've watched. If you are a horror fan, you can comment down below some suggestions for me that I haven't watched. If you have watched some of these movies, you can tell me if you disagreed, you agreed. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and click this way, I believe, to subscribe. And I will see you next week. Bye!
No, sir.